I heard somebody say we should stop calling these things protective styles and we should simply call them hairstyles, because what exactly are we protecting, or what are the styles protecting our hair from? The logic was that if you do any hairstyle right, it will preserve your hair. And for the hairstyles that are classified under protective styles, if you do those ones wrong, even though they are called protective styles, they will damage your hair. What do you guys think about this? Remember, protective styles are supposed to be low manipulation, low tension, and allow your hair to breathe even when you have the style on, whereas regular hairstyles like the ones where you have to add extensions or the ones that you make a little tighter may apply more pressure and more tension on your hair and scalp. I think this is very interesting discourse for several reasons, but the primary reason is that I have had people tell me that a lot of the hairstyles that we preach as protective did not do anything for their hair. A very good example is mini braids. There are people who swear by mini braids. They do mini braids back to back, and every time they do mini braids and loosen them, their hair looks healthier, it looks better, it looks like something that you will want for yourself. But these people also tried mini braids, and when they loosened their hair looked worse than it did before they got the mini braids done. Same thing with mini twists, same thing with cornrows, and these are all styles that are recommended to be done without adding braiding hair or extensions. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Eva here, and on this channel we discuss all things healthy hair care, be it natural, be it relaxed, be it dreadlocks. As long as you have hair on your head, you will always find help for how to grow your hair even better and healthier here. In this video, I'm simply moisturizing my hair. I just took off my boho braids and I let my hair rest for 2 days before I did this moisturizing session. Generally, when I do braids, I carry my braids for 2 weeks, and then when it's time to take the braids off, I go to the salon to take it off because it's faster that way. And when I come back home, they don't wash my hair in the salon, they don't detangle in the salon. All they do in the salon is take off the braids. I do the rest of it at home, moisturizing, washing, whatever I need to do. So I allow my hair to rest for 2 days just to de-stress my scalp, to allow my scalp breathe, to allow the hair breathe before I go back in to start manipulating again. So here I'm simply moisturizing my hair in sections, and I choose to do cornrows so that I could carry that for a few more days before I had to wash my hair and do whatever style I choose to do next. I want you to watch the technique that I'm following to get these cornrows done. My hair is very thick, it's low porosity and type 4B, 4C, so I'm always very careful when I am detangling, when I am manipulating or doing anything to my hair, especially after a high tension style like braid. When they do my hair in the salon, they are not as particular as I am when I do it at home. They don't take time to do the hair like I would do if I was doing it by myself, meaning they are not slow. They try to rush through the process because I have a lot of hair and they want to finish fast. Let me know, guys, if you want a very detailed explanatory video on how I get my braids done. I always go to the salon to get my braids done because it's faster. If I do my hair at home, it takes about 14 hours for any kind of boho braids I want to do, but this style that I just loosened took about 7 hours for them to do, and that's just why I prefer to do it. Plus I can work and do other things while I'm getting my hair braided, compared to if I'm doing it by myself and I just have to focus on braiding the whole hair until I finish. I can't do anything else. So for these cornrows, they were very easy. I moisturized the hair first. The hair was shrunken. I simply applied water, then I did a leave-in, and then I did oil to seal in that moisture. And I worked in small sections, like you saw me dividing the bigger sections into 2, moisturized the hair and let the product seep in before I went into cornrow. Now this paste I'm working with is the paste that I work with for my entire head. This video is not slowed. When it comes to doing your hair, you have to learn how to work less aggressively. You have to learn how to take your time. You have to learn how to calm down and to go through the process very, very slowly if necessary. And the reason for this is you don't want to lose too much hair throughout the entire process of detangling and moisturizing your hair, especially if it is avoidable. So keep in mind that your process has to be simple. The products that you use, you don't have to use too much product. This was 2 weeks after my last wash day, meaning I had the braids in for 2 weeks and 2 days. If you add in the 2 days, I allowed my hair rest after having the braids loosened. So 2 weeks and 2 days, and then I went in to moisturize my hair. And because my hair was already 2 weeks old and 2 weeks since I washed it, I had moisturized the hair in between that time, meaning I just did light product application on my scalp and to the body of the braid as well. I didn't want to be heavy-handed with the product so that I don't overwhelm my hair and so that I don't have products weighing my hair down. So just do what works for you in this regard. And now back to our discourse of whether some styles should be classified as protective or we should just just call everything hairstyles. Like I stated early on, I understand why it would be considerable to address or call everything hairstyles in general, but I feel like having some of them be called protective styles allows people to be able to differentiate between the ones that are high tension and the ones that are low tension. Remember, the ones that we call protective styles are the ones that require minimal manipulation, minimal tension, meaning you're not going to really stress your hair and your scalp when you do these styles, compared to the ones that are higher tension, like braids, like some twists using extensions. So braids like box braids, cornrows using extensions, things like Senegalese twist. When it comes to regular hairstyles that are high tension and require a lot of manipulation, you are required to be more firm with the handling of the hair. So the hairstyle may be tighter so that you can put all of your hair or tuck all of your hair into the extensions. Another good example of a high tension hairstyle is any kind of slick back that requires you to brush the hair into place so that it doesn't stick out once your style is done. Also, things like lace fronts, things like weaves, some of these hairstyles, they are done in such a way that you cannot call them low manipulation. Whereas easy styles like chunky braids, like chunky twists, for those ones, you know, when you want to do your hair, you are literally applying the least pressure possible and you will not unnecessarily need to tuck your hair into anything. So I feel like the reason we have what we call protective styles and the other ones that are just called regular hairstyles is so that we can point this out clearly and we have something to recommend to people that need specifics on the exact kind of hairstyles that they should be doing if they are trying to retain length, if they are trying to grow their hair, and if they are just trying to get their hair to an overall healthier place. Yes, you can grow your hair with the other regular hairstyles that require a little bit more pressure, but don't be confused. If you want to grow that hair faster, you need the ones that require minimal pressure. What you are going to do is find the ones that work best for you. Like I also said earlier on in the video, it's not everybody that gets the same results when they do the same hairstyle. For example, person A and person B can both do mini twist or mini braids, but they will have different results. So at the end of the day, it comes down to finding what works best for you and figuring out how to fit that into your routine so that you don't just protect your hair by making a hairstyle, but you also enjoy the hairstyle that you have on your head for the duration of time that you're going to be wearing it. Go ahead and comment your thoughts on this topic down below. And really quickly, we have another cohort of my 30-day hair growth workshop coming up. We begin on the 1st of June and I run these hair growth workshops monthly now. It's going to start on 1st of June and we're going to run it through June, so it's going to end on the 30th of June. I'm going to leave the link for registration in the description box as well as the pinned comment. If you've been looking for an opportunity to work with me to grow your hair and you also don't really know where to start from to grow your hair, you don't know your porosity, you don't know your hair type, you don't know how to set up a routine, you don't even know how to make simple products like shampoo, conditioner, deep conditioner, and so on and so forth, I'm going to be teaching you all of this in this workshop. You can join by tapping the link. You are going to learn to do all of these things from the comfort of your home. We did a cohort in April, we have done one in May, and the next one is going to be in June. So if you want to join us, don't hesitate to tap that link and sign up. Yeah, so we're going to finish up our braids now, guys. Braiding hair that is shrunken is such a, let me not call it a tough task, but it is a lot harder than braiding hair that has been straightened. And you really have to take your time. If not, your fingers are going to be tangled in your hair and you are going to be forced to rip through your hair to finish the cornrows as you do them. But yeah, I generally try not to braid my hair when it is wet because it takes longer to dry and the hair also gets rough fast. Braiding my hair when it is dry means that my hair looks much neater for longer. But I really had to moisturize my hair and I didn't want to do a double job of moisturizing and doing maybe chunky twists or braids and then still doing cornrows the next day or 2 days down the line. But that's it. So after I was done with the cornrows, I applied oil to my scalp like you see me do here, and I repeated this every 2 days and I wore this style for about a week before taking it down. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.